this speech. I know it's the Icebreaker speech. You're supposed to be talking about yourself. That's why I joined Toastmasters. I'm not very comfortable or confident talking about myself. So I went through several drafts of this speech before I finally decided that the best way to do it was probably to talk a little bit about where I'm from, a little bit about where I am, and a little bit about where I would like to be. Ray, I saw you sneaking in just a few minutes ago, and you mentioned the last time I was here that you live out in the boondocks. I grew up in the boondocks, so I related to that comment. I grew up in Lawrence County, which is very rural and very Baptist. Not bad things at all, but when you have my background, it makes you stand out in a place like Lawrence. My parents are from Chicago, so I didn't have the pronounced Southern accent that's very common. I have a distinct recollection of going to a sleepover, and my friend asked me if I had remembered to bring my pillar. And I have visions of a beautifully white Grecian column sitting in the trunk, when in fact she meant pillow. Yeah, and there are a lot of those when I was growing up, but in case the Southern accent or lack thereof didn't alert you that I'm not from around here, in a county populated with Browns and Millers and Hodges, I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Sarah Zajazik. That's with a Z. Yeah. And in case you got past that, we also grew up Catholic in Baptist Lawrence County. And that's not a bad thing, it's not terrible, but I can remember every Ash Wednesday, it never failed. We had to go to Bilo after Mass. And part of the Mass on Ash Wednesday is you get ashes on your forehead. And so the poor little high school student who was checking us out, all five of us with our ashes on our forehead, are looking at us going, you know you've got dirt. I know. And if some wonderful child got past all of that weirdness and then decided to come home with me, we lived in an underground house. So it was just, I'm probably the only person you have ever met who can legitimately say that having horses step through the skylights in your bedroom was a real concern. Because they would get loose from across the road, and apparently our roof had the best grazing area on our road. I don't know why, my mom would always freak out. But I did survive this strange childhood, and I also went to Furman University because I was going to be a vocal performance major. And I decided that I really enjoyed eating, so I switched to being an English major because English majors make so much more money. But especially English majors who don't want to teach for a living. But I did get to use my English major. I went and I started working at a community newspaper with the fabulous Jen Brown, Cameron, who is around here somewhere. There you are, thank you. He made that connection that we used to work together, and I'm still trying to figure out how you managed to make that connection. And after about 2 years there, I moved to Greenville, where I started working at a national newsletter publisher, which is where I met the fabulous Tina Parker, who I also this morning was thinking not kind thoughts of, I have to confess, as I realized that I was getting ready to give my first Toastmasters speech, and I was really nervous. And that brings me to where I am now. I am a stay-at-home working mom. The company that bought out our previous employer has kept me on as a freelance writer, and I have really enjoyed that. I get to stay at home with our 19-month-old son, who is currently working on the most creative and terrifying ways of killing himself and not surviving another day. If I ever come in and I look like I've been beaten, it's because I've saved him from the newest way of trying to kill himself. And because I want to continue being a stay-at-home working mom, I have recently started my own company, and that brings me to where I am today. I really want to be able to stay at home with my son Nathan, and so I've started my own company, and I need to work on that because being successful as an entrepreneur, I have to be comfortable talking about myself, and I'm not. It feels very foreign to me, and every time I talk about myself and the skills that I have to offer, I feel like I'm going, hey, you want to buy some Sneakle Oil? So that's where I want to be, and that's why I I've chosen to join Toastmasters because I feel like this is a really wonderful venue for me to practice and learn from so many smart and talented and very good people. And that's me in a nutshell. That's my icebreaker speech. I hope that you enjoyed it.